All right, so we're going to go into the trivia portion, and we're going to have our first contestant up, London Kim, come up to the stage.
These questions are going to be randomly chosen out of the box, so the contestants don't know what they're answering.
So London, you want to get up there? So the first question is, what is your guilty pleasure?
I like to eat chocolate. Like, it's pretty good, not gonna lie. I give into sweets all the time, but I make up for it by exercising as frequently as possible. Maintain the six-pack, know what I'm saying?
Abs are coming in.
Absolutely.
All right, so the next question is a three-part question. So first, pretty or cute?
Cute.
Why?
Because they're just so adorable. Like you just go like, come on.
All right, so hot or sexy?
Sorry.
Sexy. Guess you can kind of twist the words, make it more seductive, like sexy. No,
Do you like beautiful or attractive? What?
Beautiful, I guess. It's a more serious phrase. Like applies to women as opposed to girls.
Listen up, he likes women, not girls. So, just a social issue question. So, North Koreans face dangers such as imprisonment, sex trafficking, and even death when they cross the border to China. What do you think are some ways that we can help these refugees? Obviously, they're living a very tough lifestyle. What are your thoughts?
I think we should provide counseling for all these people, you know? Make sure you increase awareness of what is going on in another country, and, you know, just embrace them for who they are.
He is pretty and smart. Let's give him a round of applause. So next up, we have Yubin Kim. Yubin, can you get up there? So, Yubin, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is your favorite season and why?
I like summer because I like things hot.
Like when it's hot, what can you say?
All right, Yubin, so what was your favorite thing about high school?
Well, I was on the varsity athletic team, so, you know, I was pretty cool. I'm not that anymore, you know. I'm some scrub.
You're still good to me, Yubin.
Thank you.
So, South Korea's stance on North Korea has shifted from a gracious regime under the Sunshine Policy to more recently a no-tolerance position. If you were president of South Korea, what kind of stance would you take on North Korea and why?
Well, I would go for reunification because we share a common cultural heritage. And the longer that we're separate, I feel like we begin to lose that common bond that links us together. Okay, I'll be here all night. Thank you.
Damn boy.
Next up, Abe Lee. Abe, please come up. So, what was your fondest freshman year memory?
I would say doing Freshman Idol in 701 with Han, Jen Bora, and Johnny.
Can you explain a little bit about what happened?
So Han had a model in Naomi Yu's clothing and Justin Choi's. Jen Bora rapped to the Lord's Prayer, and I had to serenade a girl.
Who is this Yoja? Can you enlighten us?
It was Jen Bora.
Well, going along with that answer, I think I see Jen Bora in the crowd. Our next question is, go to a girl in the audience and give them your best pickup line.
senior scramble.
Go to praise Han.
Yeah, praise.
I can't see him.
It's the only one that you think of. Praise, did it hurt when you fell? When you fell from heaven to damn, you're an angel. Round of applause for Ian.
All right, well, now for the harder one. Kim Jong-un, the new leader of North Korea, has recently been engaging with Western culture phenomena, including visits to amusement parks and using the soundtrack to Rocky during performances. What do you think of this change in regards to North Korea's former intolerance of Western ideals and culture?
To be honest, I know that Kim Jong-un is a very unstable man, so the fact that he is doing Western cultures, it doesn't give me too much hope that he may be embracing the Western culture. I know he's very unstable, but it does show that they're at least able to embrace the Western culture, which is at least a slow process of being able to unify North and South Korea.
Wow, great answer. Our fourth contestant, Andrew Kim, please come up. Andrew, so tell me, what is your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Why is that?
Because there's a lot of food.
Oh yeah.
All right, so your second question. What is the first thing you look for in the opposite sex?
The personality? Sure. If she could make me laugh and she could laugh at my jokes.
All right, so Kim Jong-un has been frequently portrayed in the media as a tabloid figure, where news outlets focused on his bachelorhood and recent marriage to The Onion's recent article naming him the sexiest man alive. How do you think that the media's focus will affect the U.S.'s general public view on North Korea, and if it will be positive or negative, and why?
No, it's not, no.
He says no. Great answer. Contestant number 5, Zach Gerstmann. So, Zach, what is your favorite restaurant in Boston?
My favorite restaurant. I worked over the summer at an African restaurant. That would probably be my favorite restaurant. It was really fun. I got to meet a lot of cool people, a lot of African people, and those are people that I generally don't see on a daily basis. So,
well, shout out to our African people.
All right, so what movies have made you cry?
oh shit. I don't know if you guys know this, but I cry in almost every movie. Tangled has made me cry. Yeah, when they're like on the water and like the floating things. Yeah. The first movie, that Finding Neverland movie with Peter Pan, that one made me cry.
So pretty much a movie with characters in them.
Wait, what'd you say?
As you can tell, Zach's a very sensitive guy, so I think that's great.
Well, I know, we all know that you're really devoted to Link, so I'm really looking forward to your answer to this question, but overwhelming satellite and anecdotal evidence shows the existence of several concentration camps located in North Korea where violators of the North Korean regime are shunted for labor, torture, and execution. Unfortunately, there has been an overwhelming response from the international community to attempt to remedy this. Why do you think this, and what kind of steps would you suggest to end the human rights crisis?
I think a lot of the attention has been put on Kim Jong-un, a nuclear crisis, and all of these really, the political dynamics behind North Korea and why it's a problem today. So, in my opinion, it should be put back on the focus of the people, because we often overlook that there is sex trafficking going on, and there are executions, and there is a huge humanitarian crisis in terms of health, starvation, and all of the things that we, on a daily basis, take for granted. So by shifting the focus over to the people as opposed to the politics, I think that that's a really important thing that we could do to really put the international community back on track.
Wow, good answer. So, contestant number 6, JPAC, can you please come up here?
Oh yeah, J-Pat. Yeah, J-Pat.
How you doing?
Drop it low.
Good, so JPAC, Yogurtland, Pinkberry, Zynga, or Mix?
Answer wisely.
Oh snap. I would have to say Mix, because it's always close to this this bar with a dance floor. So usually I go to the dance floor, get a little heated, and then go to the yogurt shop to cool down.
What bar?
So JPAC, what's your favorite date spot in Boston?
I'd have to say the Esplanade. I guess like just walking, just talking, just being really comfortable with her. I don't know. I mean, like I feel like walking around like common over the city, you can't really bump into people, but the Esplanade is like, you get to hold their hand, just Sorry.
Very touching, very touching. So during the 1990s, there was a 4-year famine where millions of North Koreans were malnourished and ultimately starved. What kind of relief would you expect South Korea and the US, based on your own moral standing,
Actually, I remember, I think it's like what Zach said, it's just going about the people, not really policy, but just being aware of how messed up things are in North Korea, and like we do share that same heritage and culture. But this question holds a special place in my heart because my grandma used to, every week after church, she would take like big bags of rice and like go through a whole, I don't know, somehow she would always deliver food. And just providing them from just the basic necessities and just loving on people for being people, I think that's, I don't know, like the fragility isn't really the issue, it's just loving on people. So,
love is in the air. For 7, John who?
Yeah, John. Get it, John.
Jeans almost ripped too tight on me. So, how did you ask your prom date out when you were a senior?
Well, that's actually a good story. I didn't really care about my senior prom, so I pretty much asked a bunch of girls which one of them wants to come to our prom, and I was like, hey, I've got a spot, you could be my date, and she said, sure. I didn't dance with her the entire night.
It's a good story. But, good looking guy.
If you're stuck on an island, what is the most important thing you would bring with you? And why?
Just one item?
Yeah, just one.
It's a very tough question. What would you bring to an island? I wouldn't know.
I don't know, does water count?
I mean, if you're on an island.
Come on, John! Sanitary water, right, to live. That way I could still, swim out from the island and still keep myself hydrated without being dehydrated from all the swimming.
That's true. That's true. You do need water. You do need water.
Alright, so, North Koreans who resettle in South Korea are often regarded as second-class citizens, ridiculed and shunned. If you were in charge of a program helping to rehabilitate North Korean refugees in South Korea, what steps would you take to alleviate this segregation?
Well, first off, when you do go from somewhere that says repressed as North Korea and you are a refugee in a more affluent area such as South Korea, I think the most important thing is to have a sort of easy opportunity to get assimilated to the entire environment. So I know for a lot of people in like South Asia, when they're subjected to like sex trafficking and stuff, there are a lot of like shelters and other things that help facilitate their diffusion into society, and like that kind of helps them psychologically in order to just be able to live somewhere that's so different. And in that aspect, they become more welcome in the community. And yeah.
Good answer. Shout out to my Chinese brother over there.
Ow.
Contestant number 8, Alex Kim.
Yeah, Alex.
So Alex, what is your favorite characteristic of yourself?
I think my favorite characteristic would probably be that I go out of my way to help others. I think that that's very important, especially since I'm in School of Hospitality and
Sexy hot Asians.
But yeah, just putting myself out there and doing more than like the minimum.
Well, that being said, if there's one thing you could change about yourself, what would it be?
Definitely get taller.
You're still perfect in my heart. To me, you're perfect. So, in the near future, if North and South Korea were to be reunited, would you be for it or against it, and why?
I think I would be for it only if South Koreans are more accepting of North Koreans, just because we have a very like negative connotation of the word North Korean, and I feel like in the question before we said that like North Koreans are treated as like second-class citizens, and if that were to happen, then I say yes, I'd be for the merge. But if we still had like that kind of bad tension, then probably better off that way. Separate.
Well, thanks a lot. Contestant number 9, Jay Jelly Woo, please come up.
Go, brother.
So, Jay, why did you come to BU?
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm from New Zealand. Yay! Okay, so I came to America because I'm a CFA acting major, and the acting industry in New Zealand is still growing, but it's it's not as big. And I thought if I want to make if I even want to have a chance of making a career out of it, I might as well go to a country where it's where art is prosperous. And hey, America. I love America.
I know what you're all thinking right now. Dang, his accent is cute.
Oh yeah. Who's your favorite celebrity and why?
Oh my gosh. So many. Who do I choose?
Yeah, Jay Jelly.
Can I ask you Korean or like Hollywood? Hollywood? I like Jessica Alba. It's cliched, but like she's hot.
You're hot.
Again, just she's hot.
She's hot.
You're hot.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, so nowadays, more and more South Korean broadcast programs interview and host North Korean new settlers to talk about North Korean culture and the process of escaping. The South Korean government tried to help new settlers get accustomed to life in the new country through government-sponsored programs. However, some North Koreans go through a tough time getting adjusted to life in South Korea. What do you think we can do to further help the North Koreans with the struggles that they face?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell a little story. My friend actually went to North Korea like a few months ago. He's a missionary, and he just went there. And he told me about like how the ideology, the morals, the knowledge of the world is like completely different to how everyone else sees the world. They worship Kim Il Sung and everyone and all the other leaders. They think they're like economically prosperous in our careers. Some of them think that South Korea is like in a depression right now. I think it's just, and it's really, so I've been thinking like if they ever did come, like if ever South Korea and North Korea ever did unite, like how would we like educate, like would we have to educate them like what's right? Because to them, what's right to them is not, is completely different to what we think is right. So I think it's just, what am I saying? Okay.
I think you're winning the votes
but you know what I mean? It's like, they've got different views, like, I think this is right, they think this is right, and it's like, so I think we should just be more, I think we should, like, in South Korea should have like an education system where they just sort of like talk about how we should approach North Koreans if we ever do unite, just because there's none of that, right? Like, South Koreans are like, oh, I hate North Korea. But I love North Korea. Well, I love the people because they're innocent, I think, all of them. So yeah, South Korea education system should... yeah.
All I heard was that accent.